Hello, I've had some suggestions from you guys about doing the your turn problems and explaining those, as well as doing some more of the word problems. So we'll do that right now. So if you take a look at this problem, this is your turn number 3 on page 596. If you notice, your A is your 36, and that's actually a perfect square. So we're going to use the formula b squared divided by 4a. So your b is 36, so you're going to have your 36 squared divided by 4 times 36. So on my calculator, we'll do 36 squared is 1296 divided by 4 times 36, which is 144. So we're going to be adding 9 to both sides of the equation. So plus 9 plus 9. So now what we're going to have to do is add your 7 and 9, which is 16. And then on the other side, we're going to have to factor this. So you're going to have your 6x, and they're both plus. So plus 3 squared equals 16. Now to get rid of that squared, you're going to take the square root of both sides. You're going to be left with 6x plus 3 equals positive and negative 4. So this one breaks up into 6x plus 3 equals 4, and 6x plus 3 equals negative 4. Now you're just going to solve it. So minus 3, 6x equals 1, divided by 6, x equals 1/6. Now on this equation, we're going to subtract 3, so 6x equals negative 7, so that's gone. Divide by 6, x equals negative 7 over 6. So those are your two answers. And I hope you worked the problem out before you did this so you could just double check it. All right, so now we're going to go through on page 597. We'll do the your turn on the bottom. This is number 5. So if you take a look here, you notice that your A is not a perfect square. So we're going to have to multiply something to that 3, or the whole equation, to make that 3 into a perfect square. So I'm going to multiply every single thing by 3 to make that a 9. So you're going to get 9x squared plus 12x equals 27. And I always like to keep the space there because with completing the square, I'm going to have to put something right here and on that side. So we're going to do our same thing. So our b squared divided by 4a. So our b is 12. So 12 squared is 144. Divided by 4 times 9 is 36. So we're going to be adding, so 144 divided by 36 is 4. So we're going to add 4 to both sides. So it's going to equal 31. Now this here is a perfect square trinomial. So we're going to factor it out to 3x plus 2 squared equals 31. So to get rid of that squared, we're going to take the square root. So 3x plus 2 equals positive and negative square root of 31. Now the easiest way to do this is, I can show you a way I think Dayton would probably really appreciate this, and so would Ben, is if we just keep this a plus or minus, let's just subtract 2 from both sides. So you're left with 3x equals negative 2 plus or minus square root of 31. Then all we're going to have to do is divide by 3. So x equals negative 2 plus or minus square root of 31 divided by 3. And that is your answer. So you can use that plus or minus instead of writing everything out. So I hope that helps so far. And now we're going to talk about real world problems. So on page 599, It says a baseball is thrown down from a 30-foot high roof with an initial speed of 56 feet per second. The height in feet, h, of the baseball can be modeled by the equation h equals negative 16t squared minus 56t plus 30, where t represents time in seconds. How long will it be before the ball hits the ground? Round your answer to the nearest hundredth of a second. So here's our equation that they give us. So what we're going to have to do is turn that 16 into a positive. So we have to factor out a negative 1. And that'd be equal 0. So we're going to factor out a negative 1. So it's going to be 16t squared plus 56t minus 30 equals 0. So now, if we're going to solve this by completing the square, let's add 30 to both sides. So plus 30 plus 30. So now we're left with 16t squared plus 56t equals 30. So I'll leave a spot there because we are going to complete the square. So we're going to do that by the same equation, the b squared divided by 4a. So our b is 56. So it's going to be 56 squared, which is 3136, divided by 4 times a, which is 16, divided by 64. And when you divide that, you get 49. So 49, 49. So now all we have to do is just combine our like terms on the right. So there's 79 equals, this is again a perfect square trinomial because that's what you're going to figure out. So you want your square root of 16t squared, which is 4t, and then they're both positive, so plus the square root of your c, which is 49, which is 7 squared. So now you're going to do what you've been doing, and you can take the square root of both sides. So 4t plus 7 equals positive and negative square root of 79. Now this one, since they're asking you to round to the nearest hundredth, you're actually going to have to take the square root of 79, which the square root of 79 is like 8.89. So it's going to be 4t plus 7 equals 8.89, and then 4t plus 7 equals negative 8.89. Now, since we're dealing with time, I can already tell you that this equation here is gone. You don't need that because when you subtract 7 from both sides, you get a negative number, and we cannot deal with negative numbers in time. So let's just focus on this left one. So we're going to subtract 7 from both sides. So 8.89 minus 7 is 1.89. So 4t equals 1.89, divide by 4, divide by 4. And 1.89 divided by 4 is 0.47. So your answer is going to be 0.47 seconds. That's how long it's going to take for the ball to hit the ground. So I hope this helps out. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me and I can help you out with this. Thank you. Have a great day.